Well, well, hello. How you guys doing? Um, I'm doing fine. How about you? Are you doing good? First off, before I get into what we're here to talk about, I just want to say that AEW All in London was absolutely amazing. 81,000 people jam packed into Wembley Stadium. And if you saw my video earlier that I just posted on YouTube, I was having a hell of a good time with a lot of the Brits there, going through Sir Strickland and whatnot. So I was having a blast. I want to thank the the UK fans. I want to thank the fans from all over the world who took part in this historic moment. It was awesome. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for your love, your support. Thank you for your many, many drinks that you have bestowed upon me ever since I landed in Heathrow Airport. Thank you. And I am definitely going to come back to London again. You guys are absolutely awesome. All of you. It doesn't matter if you're from London, from Glasgow, Scotland. It doesn't matter from Wales, Australia. It doesn't matter. You guys are the true rock stars, and you made this happen for yourself, so I have to thank you. It is the biggest event of all time, and I was glad and honored to become part of that event. My God, we should be talking about this event. I know it's been a week. I was suffering from a little bit of jet lag. That's why I never really bothered to do like a review video of All In, and I was about to do it today, basically, just to give you what my analysis and what my feel about it is. But yet again, when news breaks, people have to go and fix it. And the biggest news coming out of AEW right now is that it seems to me that the entire elite and the entire AEW locker room have finally got their way and got CM Punk fired from AEW. At first I'm thinking this gotta be some bullshit. This gotta be a lie. I still think it's a lie. I don't know, because it just came out of nowhere. But apparently, I just received a note from the Wrestling Observer, and it said they had terminated CM Punk and all of his contracts effective immediately. And this is what it is, okay? So, bear with me. I'm going to say this whole entire statement. Statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling, AEW, has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All in London on Sunday, August the 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and my alone. Bullshit. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week, our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. So, that is coming from the Wrestling Observer, and that is also coming from the statement of Tony Khan. Wow. How can we digest all this? So, Jack Perry made a stink about not using glass as part of his little promo or whatever the case he wanted to do. He was advised by several people not to do it. Those people instructed CM Kong. Those people instructed CM Punk to basically tell, Jack Perry, you cannot do that on my program. You cannot do that on Collision. And thus, allow this kid to rebel on the biggest stage in wrestling history during a pre-show against Hook, where he showed the glass on the vehicle and said, you see that? It's real glass, cry me a river. That infuriated Punk, and basically, whatever happened, Punk attacked Jack Perry, put him in a chokehold, and instead of all of us talking about how great All In is, we're talking about the altercation between CM Punk and Jack Perry. I don't know, man. This may piss off a lot of people who love CM Punk. This may piss off a lot of people who have been podcasting about how great CM Punk is. I can just imagine the amount of people who are going to get, crazy pissed off about it. Jim Cornette, for one. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's probably going to get the best viewership. I mean, what is it, listeners? When he talks about this whole thing, he's probably going to say how Tony Khan is gutless for, firing the biggest star and leaving all the so-called kids out to play. But you know what? At the end of the day here, listen, I'm not a fan of this, right? I love CM Punk. I feel that he's a big of a draw, that he is. But let's really think about this moving forward. What else is there left for CM Punk to do that is going to generate buzz and interest within the company that he hasn't done so already, right? What? First off, a potential match between him and the Young Bucks was never going to happen because they were never going to work with each other. And that's basically all we really wanted to see. Yeah, it would have been great to see CM Punk versus MJF, but we all know that's not going to happen. The way that CM Punk has been wrestling as of late, he felt slow. He felt weak. And I'm not saying this because now that the facts have come out or whatever the case may be, it pisses me off that this entire company cannot seem to find a way to work together and yet cause nothing but division to happen. But apparently this is what has happened in AEW. There has been a huge divide. You have people on the side of Punk. You have people on the side of the Elite. You have the fans. The AEW fans on the side of Punk. The AEW fans on the side of the Elite. You have those same AEW fans refusing to watch Collision because Punk is in it. You have Punk fans refusing to watch Dynamite because the Elite are in it. And it's just... And you do this in the midst of your big pay-per-view coming up tomorrow in Chicago, of all places. I don't know how you're going to expect a great show to happen without the Chicago crowd going buck nutty and basically going into business for themselves and going to be chanting CM Punk this and God knows what because you fired him. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. It's like, it feels like Tony Khan had to do something because it's like, on the one end, if you're in support of your big star, then you lose the entire AEW locker room and they're not going to be on your side, nor they're going to trust you. But if you get rid of him, then you basically lose your potential big star and you're risking much more lower viewership and you're also risking, much of the fan base, the same fan base who loves CM Punk, to no longer watch your program, because at this point, wherever CM Punk goes, his fans are going to follow. If CM Punk goes into WWE, guess what? Those fans are going to WWE. It is a risky situation for Tony Khan to be doing this. And I wish it never had to come to it, because this is supposed to be the biggest crowning achievement of all of their lives. They sold out 81,000 people in Wembley Stadium, and now it seems like it's an afterthought because of all this situation that's going on here. And I even hate talking about it. I hate having to hear people on podcasts saying that CM Punk is a cancer. I hate having people going back and forth and saying who was right and who was wrong in the situation, and feel like Tony Khan lost the locker room and Tony Khan had to put his foot down. It seems like no matter what Tony Khan does, people are going to be upset with him no matter what. And it pisses me off, because all this guy is doing is trying to bring the best wrestling possible to the masses, and you're putting him down like a piece of shit, and that pisses me off. I am glad I don't have his job. It must be very tough to be Tony Khan right now, having to deal with all this back and forth with all these damn people. So let's just say now, right? I'm just going to say this clear off the air right now, and all I'm saying is all speculation and all rumors, and I'm just going to take this with a freaking grain of salt. I don't think Tony Khan would do what he had to do if he wasn't bringing someone else in. I want you to think about that for a second. You have to make the decision of getting rid of your biggest star that you ever have in AEW in CM Punk. And for all intents and purposes, all the drama seems to be surrounding CM Punk. And you know what? It is what it is. But what if another reason is that you have to figure out a way to replace CM Punk with another potential star, or at least two potential stars out here? Rumors are flying ahead right now that Edge is going to sign with AEW. That is the rumor that I have been hearing. And it could come into fruition, maybe not tomorrow, because we have no idea when his contract expires. I believe it's September the 9th. But it will probably come into fruition as soon as Stadium Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium. And if you have a guy like Edge on your roster, I would honestly believe that, one, he will be a more devoted locker room leader than CM Punk. Two, I think he will be more well-loved in the locker room compared to CM Punk. And three, you have a you have the star, a WWE Hall of Famer, and basically this guy can sell tickets on his own. Whether it's temporary or it's going to be a long haul, depending on how Adam Copeland thinks. That's a big possibility right there. Like I said, it's a rumor. It may not happen, but this is what I've been hearing. And for him to reunite himself with Christian, I mean, think about this here. All right? I'm going to lay out the scenario with you right now. Luchasaurus loses to Darby Allin tomorrow. Darby Allin becomes the new TNT champion. Christian Cage does away with Luchasaurus. He goes on a downward spiral, and who's going to be the one picking him up? Edge. And then you can probably see a potential Edge, Christian versus FTR, and that will sell tickets. That will definitely sell tickets. You know what else will sell tickets? Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné has been featured numerous times during the All In show in London. She was shown during the pre-show, and she was shown later on in the evening during the, I forgot what match it was on, but she was featured. No doubt in my mind that as soon as she is medically cleared to return to wrestling, she is going to be All Elite as well. And that will also bring some star power this time to the women's side of things. You see, if I'm thinking like Tony Khan right now, I am on complete damage control as to how can I replace a huge star like CM Punk. Well, that's one way to do it. Bring in Edge, bring in Mercedes Moné, and hopefully those two will not bring toxicity into the locker room, but actually bring synergy, togetherness, and an aligned focus into making pro wrestling better for the masses, because we are in the biggest renaissance for professional wrestling in decades. As for CM Punk, he wears his heart on his sleeve. I get it. Does he have anger management issues? Because it seems that everything he says and talks about, the world is always around him, and he just doesn't have a filter and doesn't know how to conduct himself as a professional behind the scenes. He has to find a way to make sure it makes the rounds of the media. And whether or not it was a good thing or a bad thing, it caused nothing but problems with AEW. Ever since he got signed to AEW, it has been one problematic situation after another problematic situation. And I feel that the locker room has had it with him. And you know what? It is what it is. I wish in a different world everyone was on the same page and everyone was working together and they can bring the best possible show out there. But it seemed like in the world that is, according to CM Punk and AEW, that cannot happen. So what happens now? Well, there's probably going to be a majority of you who may not even bother to watch All Out tomorrow, because now you know that there's going to be no CM Punk there. So why the hell should I even bother spending $50 just to see it? There's also a majority of you out there who are going to buy the pay-per-view, who wasn't before, but because CM Punk got fired, you're interested in seeing how he's going to salvage it. How is Tony Khan going to salvage it? How he's going to turn lemons into lemonade? And to be perfectly honest with you is, I don't know. I don't know. In my honest opinion, having a pay-per-view after a momentous pay-per-view, you're kind of wearing out your wrestlers, man. You're wearing out your personnel, you know? How do you expect them to go 100% if you're going to make them do one major pay-per-view in an international city, by the way, and then expect them to do the same damn thing next week and expect fans to be shelling out $100 for 2 pay-per-views? That's unheard of. But there's going to be a majority of people who are going to do that. And for that, I thank you, because you guys are awesome and you guys support AEW. With that being said, I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. You know, more likely than not, Tony Khan is going to have to prepare himself for the biggest backlash that he will ever get within his 5 years of being the CEO of AEW by getting rid of CM Punk. Now, I don't know if Warner Media is going to be upset about it. I know damn sure that Jim Cornette is going to be ranting and fuming in the mouth for what he has done. He probably felt that Jungle Boy should have been the one getting fired instead of CM Punk. But then you just fuck up the entire locker room because, let's face it, you're an old, stupid, unclassist hick from Kentucky. But that's beside the point. I know the people who've been talking about that CM Punk has been such a cancer in the locker room and been terrible and blah, 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 are going to be singing Tony Khan's praises for what he has done. Because they're a couple of crybabies them damn selves. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm really hoping that by CM Punk being gone, there will be a return to normalcy into AEW, that everyone will be back on the same page, that there will not be any more backstage drama, that everyone will actually work as a team. You know? Good. You finally cut off the biggest cancer out there in AEW. Congratulations. Now what are you going to do with it? Now what do you do? How do you stop the breathing? How do you recover? Because like it or not, you have been going on a good streak as of late on over-delivering on your pay-per-views, and tomorrow may be the first time that you may have under-delivered. Are you prepared to deal with the backlash of it then? Or are we going to see something outrageous happen that is going to make us love AEW all over again? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. You know? What do you guys think is going to happen? I mean, do you think Tony Khan firing CM Punk on the eve of All Out in Chicago, of all places, was the right idea? Was the most monumental idea you can ever think of? Because now you're just opening up a can of worms right now. If I know people from Chicago, they do not take lightly to see their greatest son getting crucified. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. I want to hear you guys. And we're all going to be watching All Out tomorrow to see exactly what goes on in that one. And I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with this. But damn it, it is a... depending on who you are, this is a huge downer. This could be a joyous situation for you. Me, I am on the fence on this. I don't know. I have to tune in tomorrow to see what the repercussions truly are in the midst of AEW and Tony Khan firing CM Punk and letting him go. Maybe it's a work, but I won't doubt that. Maybe. Anyway, till then, this is Bainbridge Omega saying, see ya.